Hey guys, another super quick tutorial for you. So, have you noticed how James Hype and a lot of DJs have these little vocal snippets they can throw in, like James Hype, bitch, or whatever, okay? And I was like, I need to get some of these. So I just made some myself, right? And they sound like, this is one of them.
Phil Harris back with the bottle of goose.
Okay. Phil Harris is back with a bottle of Grey Goose.
Phil Harris back with the bottle of goose.
This is another one I made.
Yo, Phil Harris, bring the beat back.
And then here's another one I made.
You are now rocking with Bill Harris.
Which is kind of cool. I mean, they sound incredibly lame by themselves, but you chuck them into a DJ set and they're kind of cool. Right, let me just show you.
Phil Harris back with the bottle of goose. Phil Harris back with the bottle of goose. Yo, Phil Harris, bring the beat back. Phil Harris back with the bottle of goose. Phil Harris.
Okay, I'm not going to go on and on, but you get the idea. It's quite cool. You can just throw them into DJ sets. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly jump on the computer and show you the exact process I went through to make these, because just in case you didn't know, that's my voice making those. I didn't get someone else to make that for me. So, let's jump on the computer, the computer, as I was about to say, and I'll show you exactly how I did this. Okay, so on the computer, we're on Ableton Live, and I'm just going to quickly run you through the exact process I went through to do this. You can apply this to any music production software out there. And actually, just quickly right now, just in case you're brand new to music production, you'd love to get into this, I've got a really cheap $47 course, which is a great introduction to Ableton. I'll leave a link directly below this. It's called Music Making Live. Okay, so this is how I did it. First things first, you record your voice. Now, you can use your phone. I use a crappy little mic like this. You don't need anything fancy to do this, because if you go think about it, when you're playing it in a DJ set, it's going to be playing on top of other sounds anyway. No one cares about the sound quality of these vocal samples. So my top tip for you though, if you want to turn the metronome on, okay, the metronome is the thing that kind of keeps a beat like this. The reason for this is because when you throw it into your DJ set, you want it to go to the beat, right? So I know my vocal sample is 125 BPM, which is really relevant, because if I'm going to throw it over a track that's 128, I need to change the tempo. You can't just say random things at random speeds, because it won't fit with the song. So that's one of the most critical things you do. You have a metronome on like this, and then you record your vocal sample, whatever the heck you want to say, okay? And what I did is I just turned that ticking really low so the mic didn't pick it up, so I could still hear it. I just recorded it in like this. Then you record yourself in saying a load of wacky nonsense, like, I'm gonna play you some of this stuff. It's total cringe fest, especially if you're British. Brits are not good with cringe. This is gonna cringe you out. Here's a couple of things. Oh, Phil Harris, bring the beat back. Right, here's one. Oh, Phil Harris, bring the beat back. Here's another one.
Phil Harris back with a bottle of goose.
That's one of the final ones.
Phil Harris back with a bottle of goose.
Right, here's a few more.
Phil Harris back with a...
we've done those. Let's try this one.
Oh, Phil Harris, bring the beat back. Yo, Phil Harris, bring the beat back.
And then here's another one.
You're now rocking with Philly.
Oh, cringe. Right, anyway, so this is what I did. The next thing, which is really important, you'll notice if I go to this sample here,
Phil Harris back with a bottle of goose.
Now look at this wave file here. You'll see it's all different volume levels. You can visually see it, like this is higher than this. But you don't want your sample getting quieter over time. So what you want to do is compress it. So I put this into a new lane here, and don't worry too much about like the settings, but you want the ratio quite high, attack quite quick, release quite quick, and you want to squash this pretty hard, okay? So I just put that on, and I put a little bit of distortion on it, or saturation, anything like that will do. And the second sound sounded like this.
You're now rocking with Phil Harris. You're now rocking.
You see how hard I've squished it? Then once it's flattened, so all of the words are the same volume throughout, and the louder stuff is squashed and the quieter stuff is louder, I then put it onto a new lane. So you can now see the final samples. So this here is the same as this here. But you see how much more squished this one is? It's the same volume throughout. And then in this final lane, this is where the interesting stuff happened. So the first thing I did, let me just turn everything off so I can just run you through exactly what happened here. The first thing I did is, this is the sample here.
Phil Harris back with...
No, hold on. It wasn't that. It was this. So this was just the compressed and slightly saturated sound.
Bill Harris back with the bottle of goose. Bill Harris back with the bottle.
See, it just kind of sounds the same as before. Then here's the really interesting thing. I pitched it down 5 semitones, and I made sure it was on Complex Pro, and now it sounds like this.
Bill Harris back with the bottle of goose.
Cool, it sounds like a different person is saying it. You can go further, you can go to 7 if you wanted.
Bill Harris back with the bottle of goose.
But I feel like the lower you go, it sounds a little less audible.
Bill Harris back with the bottle of goose.
I mean, that's freaky, isn't it? But you know, you can go to 3 or something.
Bill Harris back with the bottle of goose.
It just sounds different to my voice. I chose 5 because I just, whatever. Okay, so that was the main thing I did. Then after that, I added a bit more saturation just to make it a bit louder, like this.
Bill Harris back with the bottle of goose.
You see how it just got louder as I turned that up?
Bill Harris back with the bottle of goose.
Like that. Then I EQ'd it where I just kind of took away some of the subby notes down there because you don't need subby, rumbly notes in it. It's just like mid-tone stuff. And I boosted around the mids just because, I mean, it's not going to make a huge amount of difference, but listen to with and without.
Bill Harris back with the bottle of goose. Bill Harris back with the bottle of goose.
It's just, I got rid of some of that low end and stuff, so that's quite interesting. And then I just put a bit more saturator on it. I've got this thing, it's the guy, Aiden, I forgot his name, he's another YouTuber. I recently got it, I just chucked it on to see if it does anything. This is with and without.
Bill Harris back with the bottle. Bill Harris back with the...
It's really not doing anything, you don't need it. And then there's a limiter at the end. So the limiter, all it's really doing is making sure that it doesn't go above that clipping point. So it's just a hard wall compressor.
Bill Harris back with the bottle of goose.
Like that, and that's it. And then there's one other relevant thing. I actually mapped it out on a track, so it was kind of a couple of them by themselves.
Bill Harris back with...
And then a couple where they just linked over and over and over.
Bill Harris back with the bottle of goose. Bill Harris back with the bottle...
Like that. And then I did the same thing with this next sample.
Yo, Phil Harris, bring the beat back.
And this sample here.
You're now rocking with Bill Harris.
Same thing there. And then I just exported this one lane here, which then I could throw onto my DJ decks, and you can use it however you want. So that's that. I think it's kind of cool. I haven't really used it enough yet, but I'm going to start throwing it into my DJ set because I think it's good. And I tell you, it's good for like branding as well. Because like I've noticed this, because James Hype uses a lot of these James Hype stems. Even if you're putting his sets on in the background, you're constantly being reminded it's him DJing. And I'm thinking, as a YouTuber, I want when people put my DJ sets on to kind of constantly be reminded who I am. And you know, it's just an interesting thing in terms of branding as well. So there we go. That's the end of the video. Hopefully it's helped you. If it has, leave this video a like, all that stuff. See you in the next one. Ciao.
Bill Harris back with the bottle of goose. Yo, Phil Harris, bring the beat back.